Okay, so there are a lot of challenges. Monetary, socially, language barrier,
Mhm.
mentally. Like it's like it's like you went to war talaga.
So, welcome to Jep in Japan podcast, where we dive into the personal stories and experiences of foreigners living in Japan. So, I'm Jeff Dinagan, and after years of living and teaching here, I've met so many people with incredible stories. There's some inspiring, some challenging, but all worth sharing. So, in this podcast, we talk about the realities of life in Japan, the cultural surprises, the must know tips, and the lessons learned along the way. So, ready? Let's get started. So let's go straight to
Yeah.
the first question. No? So,
Yeah.
um, of you becoming a teacher in Japan, and why Japan? Why not Thailand, or why not South Korea, China, and so on?
Wow, the origins of a villain ba to? Yeah, first of all, thank you for inviting me here in your
Mm-hmm.
podcast. I am so honored. My story for being an ALT began when I was in college because I I know of a schoolmate who became a teacher in Japan, and I know that Allah he isn't an education graduate. He was a psychology graduate, but he was a Nikkei Jin, so he was
Mm-hmm.
able to enter with a different visa. But
Mm-hmm.
then that sparked something in me that I wanted to go to Japan, and then that time
Mm-hmm.
I was really researching. Like that time I was already a RareJob tutor,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I become interested in Japanese culture. And during my free time, like when I'm waiting for my next student, I research about Japan, watching videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just enamored with the nature and the food of Japan. And I was so curious, and that got me into, just researching. And then finally, I found out about the process of being an ALT to Japan, and that is through going under an agency. And during that
Mm-hmm.
time, we have to do a placement fee. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
yeah, so it was kind of a, it's like going into the eye of the needle, but so tough. But I took baby steps, and it took me like 2 years to just complete all my requirements because I had to work as a radio tutor. I had to work as a call center agent that time,
Mm-hmm.
building my resume, my passport, and I also learned how to drive, which
Mm-hmm.
was really fun for me because yeah, it's like learning being in another country is like you have to learn how to drive because that's how you become independent. Because if you
Mm,
cannot drive, then you cannot go anywhere. So
that's right.
um so yeah, in those 2 years I tried to apply, and finally I was called to Manila for the first interview. Um and then I flew many times from Iloilo to Manila. And then finally March 24, 2019. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's yesterday. That was yesterday. Yeah. So
Happy
did you
anniversary to
did
us.
yeah, happy fifth anniversary to us as
Yeah, oh my
ALTs or
gosh.
teachers in Japan. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
in
didn't realize
Japanese
that.
we call it natsukashi, or what's that? Like
Mhm.
English word for natsukashi.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for yeah, that's a great story, and
Yes.
I can attest to that, the hardship that we did before. No, and I'd like to know about first, like you were a rare job teacher, diba?
Yes.
Was it like after graduation? Was it your job already, or was it which came first? Is it the call center thing or the rare job? Which one is like?
I was a regular tutor since I was in college, so it helped
Mm,
me with my yeah, with helping my family as well. with
Mm.
our allowance and yeah, day to day expenses. Yeah. So
Yeah, there's a
it was a way for me to help my family, and also it was really fun talking with Japanese students and to learn about cultures. Like your brain expanded talking to these Japanese businessmen. Usually it's salarymen aged 30 to 50 years old, who are giving or like talking to Filipinos uh, to learn English for their job. Um, Basically, they are sometimes required by the company to learn English and to use business English. But what happens is most of the time is they just learn casual or conversational English with the rare job tutors because most of the students or most of the tutors, I mean, are not businessmen as they're just normal students. So
mm,
there's
mm,
a there's a gap with the
mhm.
English level that is required and what is offered by the RareJob company, in fact.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah, understood. Yeah, agree. Um, so it's nice to know about that. But if you don't mind,
Yeah.
like how much or magkano, no, especially sa mga Filipinos that would try to rare job, magkano bang rates rare job tutor if you're in the Philippines? Because I know it's kind of not really high if you in terms of pesos, no.
Yes. I don't know if it's still the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but during my time, and that was like 10 years ago. Yes, I think safe to say 10 years ago, it was 110 pesos. So
Per hour.
per hour, yes.
Mm.
So for a student, that's quite big.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
if
That's
Yeah, but if for someone who has a family or is a mother who wants to take care of their children, uh, I think, yeah, the tutor hustle right now is it needs to be,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, the industry has to improve. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it's not really as high, but in terms of um considering the cost of living in the Philippines, actually it's all
Mm.
right because you just teach
Mm.
on maybe at your convenience of sa bahay lang.
Yeah.
However, if you're in Japan already and then you try to use this red job, you would think that it's not really worth it. But it's part of the business of RareJob. They actually hire teachers in the Philippines. I want to try to be a RareJob tutor when I was in Japan already and thinking, oh, hindi pala po pwede or hindi siya.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
It's true. It was fun though while it lasted during the college times because
mm,
there was always this tutor awards, and then the CEO himself goes to these
mm, mm,
award events, and it's so interesting. Like they're so humble. Like, hello, CEO of a company, big company
mm,
in Japan, and now they're listed publicly in the IPO of Japan. But that time, he was really humble and he shows his gratitude to his tutors. I
mm,
don't know right
mm.
now. Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's also a good thing for RareJob. Yeah. So that was the key and one of the maybe the doors opening for you for Japan. No?
Yes.
Let's just thank you for sharing that. Now, let's go with like challenges that you face when you already were in Japan. Like, paano mo na overcome? How did you overcome them?
Um, like, okay, so there are a lot of challenges.
Not only once, a lot of challenges.
Monet monetary, socially, language barrier, mentally. Like, it's like it's like you went to war talaga with
Mm.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, part of you doesn't want to go and leave your comfort zone in the Philippines because that's what you've known all your life, right? I
yeah.
mean, I was 27 when I left the Philippines for I don't know for good or what
Mm.
when I left. Was so, yeah, it was like excited at the same time, torn apart because you don't want to leave your family and friends. But at the same time, that I know in myself that going to Japan was good for me. And at that time, actually, I already had my boyfriend, my then boyfriend, now husband. Um, he helped me with the challenges that I had, aka he helped me become a Disney princess. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's far from that. So it helped because yeah, when I came to Japan, the reality sank in that I'm just all
Mm.
alone and I'm being independent for the first time in my life. I have my own apartment, my own car that is leased by the company, but I still had to pay some part of this. Like, wow, this is really like adulting. It was so exciting and meeting new people. Um, I'm I was thrown into like the Inaka, like the
Mhm.
rural area of of yeah, and my boyfriend was joking me like, please everywhere, not just in the Shima area. And then when we found out it's exactly where he didn't want me to be.
Why? I mean, what was the reason? Yeah, if why not Shima?
Oh, because of the travel time. Because back then he was already planning to visit me often, so it
Mm-hmm.
was it was really a challenge for him because it's like 4 hours, 2 hours Shinkansen, and then another 2 hours limited express train.
So back then it was like he was already working in Tokyo.
He was yes,
Uh,
he was starting to yeah, he just started his company, yeah, in Tokyo.
oh, I see.
So so he helped me. Yeah, the challenges, the monetary challenges, like 20,000 yen a month for food challenge. Like, can you do it? Can you not do it?
Oh.
I should have. Yeah, like, totoong diet to, promise. But it really helped that, knowing the teachers in school, they know that you're still a struggling adult, like it's just new in a new country, so they really helped me a lot. For example, I have a nice neighbor who gave me a lot of mikan and a lot of persimmon, so
Mhm.
I was so happy. And there was this kind lady because I didn't know how to park in a very small area, and within
Yeah,
just this this experience is crazy, but it just attests to how kind Japanese people are. Um, so I just got my car and
yeah.
I was trying to park in that very small space underneath my apartment. And just within 3 days of getting that car, I crashed my side mirror. There was a loud bang. It was around 9 p.m. and the old lady neighbor that I had went to me and I was like panicking and I got so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. She was so kind enough to ask the other um guy neighbor. He was around his 50s to
Mhm.
help me get out of that place. He drove my car into the proper ways, or he properly parked my car in my
Mm.
parking area. So it was so kind of them. Um, yeah, so crazy when it
I
happened, but
yeah, I remember you messaging about that. I think yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I was not in a driving position back then, so I
yeah.
really
Oh,
can't relate. So it's like, I do drive in the Philippines, but in for the batchmates only, like we have four batchmates of like the same day. It was only Micah who had only like the driving thing, and
yeah.
so the three others were just like chilling, you know. I was like, okay, we're not driving.
Chilling literally,
Yeah, but
biking to school.
yeah, yeah. That's right. But yeah, so, by the way, what happened to that? Was it the company paying that, or you paid for it alone? Like, although we have insurance, right? So, yeah. Can you could you elaborate there? I mean,
This is for the new ELTs who will be in a driving position. Please read your manual. I didn't know what to do with that right then, and I didn't want the company to know that I broke the side mirror. So what
Mm,
I did is I called like the IC, and the IC is like the person in charge assigned to us by our
mm.
company. And they kind of helped me. They tried to suggest me to do the to fix the side mirror in a local, what is it, car shop.
Garage,
And so it was like,
car shop.
yes, it was like 35,000 yen, and I didn't have that kind of money. So they made me choose. Okay. So I finally gave in, and I finally decided to tell the company that I broke the side mirror.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, yeah, and they were so, yeah, they were chill about it, and they said it's fine, it's secured, it's insured, I mean,
Mm.
and you don't have to worry, you don't have to pay anything. I just had to bring it to I just had to bring it to the um fix. I don't know that what
Car
you
shop.
call it, the place where you.
Rental company.
No, it's just it's like tied to the, yeah, it's like a place to fix the cars.
Okay, the place to fix the cars. Okay, so car garage shop.
Maybe, yeah. I
But I
don't have a
mean, that's
car.
the. So, I mean, so that's the. Yeah, in Tagalog, we sell talyer. What is talyer in
Yes,
English?
I forgot how
Car shop.
to.
Anyway, but that's it. So I know viewers
So
and listeners know it. So
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
we don't need
Sorry, we have like
to.
one brain cell left that's working, and so yeah, what happened
Anyway,
then
yeah. So it was like,
after?
yeah. So after.
Oh, sorry, yes. After that, the old lady who helped me also offered her parking space. She has a wide parking space in
Oh.
her house. So for a few months, while I was learning how to park in my own parking area, she also offered me her own space.
Oh, so
So
kind of
third
her.
time, yeah. So how can I say this? But like the challenges, um, just proves to me how good the Japanese people are, and how, yeah, how good God is. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
every step of the way he's there.
He's there.
And yeah. And I also have to mention that my boyfriend visited me like every 2 weeks, so I didn't feel so um homesick then.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that's right. So I mean, talking about the homesickness, actually, it's actually part of
Yes.
my next. No, maybe no, the succeeding questions. However, you mentioned
Yeah.
about homesickness, so
Yeah.
I'm talking about homesickness in terms of like the Philippines or your family. So how did you experience that? Though your boyfriend was there, but there were times, like personally, there were times that you were just left alone, and then by
Yes.
just no particular reason, you just feel sad, and then you just miss
Yes.
people in the Philippines in your home country, and then you say like, oh, it's homesickness. And you start to cry. Like probably that was first, second, and third week.
Mm.
Um, so I didn't speak to other like people because it was like Nihongo only, and it was like
Yeah.
Nihongo tabemasen and wakarimasen. So like did you like
Yeah.
by even just for a little moment feel like homesickness, and how did you tackle it or overcome it,
Oh,
or you did not feel
well,
homesickness at all?
I did. I felt homesickness, and it was a tough time because my family was also undergoing a difficult time
Mm,
during, yeah, around a few months after, like July. We arrived March, around July, August. It was a tough time for my family, and I tell you, it's like yourself. You ang kalaban mo ang sarili mo.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
so what I did is I drove around even if it was nighttime. I went to Combini, and like I just didn't want to be alone by
uh
myself. Um, I just tried to go to stores that are still open late at night. even though I wasn't that courageous to speak Nihongo with them.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, kasi uh, I wasn't. That's my mistake. I wasn't so outgoing to other teachers in the area. I wasn't outgoing. There's actually a Cebuana who lived near me, like around 5 minutes by walking, and I didn't take that opportunity to be close to her.
Mhm.
I It didn't really sink into me that I'll be only there for like short time and just make the most of that moment. And I should have been on trips with her, but I never really initiated. So looking back, I should have done that. Um,
Looking
yeah,
back.
we. But I'm so happy that actually you guys, you Jeffrey and Jesse, my closest batchmates, initiated to visit me, and it was such a nice
What
experience.
what month was that? I can't really
It was
remember.
still it was
First
still
year.
winter. Yeah.
It was
I don't
winter, first year. Yeah, our first year. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember cooking tinola.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tinola. Yeah,
And I
that's what I did.
adobo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what
I
I
remembered that I didn't have proper heating because I didn't know how to make the air conditioning work for the heater. So you guys were so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was like
so
part of
cold
our
in your
first
area.
time, living
Yeah.
in Japan. You can't really,
Yeah.
and I mean, although manuals are there, it may be in black and white, but however, like it was part of like learning by doing. So
Yes.
great,
Yes.
great. I mean, that's so nice to hear. Now let's go to um although you know a lot already because of your boyfriend, like the
Don't
misconceptions, no, I mean before, maybe they
yeah.
there might be misconception that foreigners have about living in Japan. And so were there some common misconceptions that you prove them that, oh, this are they're actually misconception, is that really, do you think there are, and if there are, please let us know.
Oh, yeah, because when I was a RareJob tutor, I was talking with students who can already converse in English.
Mm-hmm.
And they use English in almost a day-to-day basis. And so when I first arrived here in Japan, especially in my area, in my Japanese hometown,
Yeah, yeah.
I was culture shocked because like they couldn't speak like English in a straight fluent,
Mm-hmm.
in a fluent way. So I had to really adjust myself,
Mm-hmm.
to speak slowly and clearly, and just mm, yeah, just be patient with the Japanese people. And they're very just I don't know how to explain, but I never had any negative feelings towards my Japanese coworkers. They were so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even if they just use gestures with me, and maybe some of the teachers are like, in, maybe they lost patience with me. They still show that they're very willing to work with me. Uh, yeah, yeah. Don't assume that they can speak. Because ang hirap.
That's yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean,
Yeah.
um, from the start, I think I mean, our listeners and viewers should know that only you would see fluent and maybe conversational people, especially kids.
Mm,
Um, mm, I mean, especially kids will be in like the greater parts of or bigger cities like maybe
yes.
Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya. Not much from Nagoya actually, because either one, they be bilingual, or two, they
Yes.
are um how do you say that? Two,
Exchange
they
student.
are quite rich and privileged
Ah, yeah.
because they send their kids to like the to like
Juku.
Juku
and they had like the money to have like an eikawa every week or twice a week. So you would
Yes.
see people that, I mean, kids that are really conversational, and they're happy doing it. So
Yes.
if they aren't in like for inaka or rural areas, you won't you won't be seeing like the good students. You'll be seeing only like the hi hello students. And then after asking how are you, and then they would just say like, okay, no, not to imasu ka?" Anyway, so great. Yeah, that's one of the. So we actually go to like the Japanese things or misconceptions. Um, Although we understand that you have your husband right now is is Japanese. Um, was it something that you also think of like studying? I know he is fluent. If he's fluent in English, so like for you, is it really needed as an English teacher in Japan to study Nihongo, or is it something that's all right and okay to be at the middle? What do you think about that?
I myself can attest to this because we use English at home,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't have any problems with communicating here. Yeah, I can actually say that maybe the short answer would be you really don't need to
Mm.
speak English to speak the language in order to survive. You can just stay at N5 or N4. But
Uh-huh.
of course, it's it's different for me as someone who has Japanese parents-in-law who cannot speak English. So I have to basically learn every time I have to meet them. Oh, there's a big holiday coming up. I have to learn Japanese. Like I have to brush it up. Like, oh no, I was just like my husband says I have this bad habit of just saying hi or yes whenever I don't understand anything in Japan
Uh-huh.
or in Nihongo. And he said it's really bad habit of that I just agree and agree and agree. It's like, what if they put you in prison? You just agree or something. So
Mm.
yeah, I suggest if you want to live your life in Japan to the fullest, you have to learn Japanese, of course.
Mhm.
Um, One of the YouTubers that really inspired me to go to Japan is Abroad in Japan, Chris Broad.
Yeah.
He's
Is it
he learned like he became like a he won a speech contest in Japanese for foreigners. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's really a dream for me to learn again. But then my husband is always discouraging me.
why? Why? I mean, I thought is the
Yeah,
I thought it's the opposite. I thought it's the opposite.
yeah. He
What?
says
Why?
he doesn't want me to speak like in Taglish way. He doesn't want me to speak in a Japanglish way. He doesn't want me to insert Japanese words into in English. Yeah, that's it. Like, um, what do I always say? Liana-chan, let's go to Hoikuyan like that. I told my daughter like, can you please wear your kutsushita like that?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
like that. He
yeah.
doesn't like that.
So,
It
but how about
triggers him.
using like the straight Japanese? It is okay.
He doesn't like it as well because my accent is bad. He says, yeah, yeah,
What a strict
yeah.
husband
He is.
in terms of
They're
Japanese.
very. I think it's because his barrier is really like he doesn't have any barriers to me anymore. So he's like just straight up honest. Like your accent is really bad, so just don't attempt at speaking anymore like that. So I become discouraged and what I man, he's actually also almost trilingual. He can speak Japanese, English, a little Korean. He
Ah,
can read and write a little Korean, and he's been to Korea many times. He is actually a lover of language as well, and sometimes yeah, it discourages me. I am also quadrilingual, so English, Tagalog, Hiligaynon, and Cebuano, and Japanese will be my fifth language just in case I
Yeah, yeah.
decide to study seriously.
Because if you, yeah, I'm hearing like the
Yeah.
discouragement of your
Mm.
husband to study
Shocking, right?
Japanese. But wait, it's shocking. I was thinking the opposite. Really, I was thinking, well, no, because you're in
Yeah.
Japan, you study Japanese, and
Yeah.
this is my family. You need to speak Japanese. So when I hear that, it's
Yes.
like it's a surprise. However, um, yeah, I understand he has this kind of maybe expectations and
Mm.
but it's actually natural when you start the language you really don't get the correct accent, the
Yes.
pronunciation, and it goes without saying that it's really practice by doing, and
Yes.
just practice and practice and practice. Actually, I improved my Japanese because I stayed also here and doing my best to really speak. I mean, I forced myself to study Japanese in like a
Yeah.
once a week here. However, it also went to once a week into once a month, and then like and then zero in a month, and then back to,
Oh.
yeah, back into, because I came. I mean, when my family came here, I become too busy already, so it was quite difficult
Mm.
for me to really put into Japanese learning every Saturday or even Sunday because there are part-time jobs. Yeah, but I still write, well, once in a while, anime, sometimes. But I do my best to speak Nihongo in the teacher's room because
Mm.
I feel like I'll be the head of the family, and so whenever there will be problems, it's quite difficult to ask like Japanese friends to help me. It's so bothersome, and I don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to ask help for Filipino teachers too. And then like, can you help me with this one? And so I did my best. Really, right now I'm trying my best to get the N3 if possible. uh, because I think it's not actually me that will benefit this one, but it's actually my family and also the people that you meet would benefit. You might
Yeah.
not see English people if you, I mean, English speaking people here in the rural areas, and so that's why I'm trying to move to Nagoya. Maybe there I will not use
Right.
it.
So
Nihongo.
right. So yes, as expected, in bigger cities, people are more um like open to speaking English, and
Yeah.
yeah, they expect it that, oh, this person might not be a Japanese speaker, so they're more open. Like, but if you're in like a rural area, if you speak English to them or ask them an English question, they're gonna answer you in Japanese, like in your
That's
face.
right.
And
Yeah,
they're
they
not being
just,
rude though. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
what's
right.
your motivation, sir? Is it like just for the survival of being in Japan? Your motivation for learning Japanese?
For learning Japanese. Well, yeah, that might be it. But I'm also because like I have this YouTube channel, right? And I had, it's not really like a big dream, but I wanted to have to be at the level where I can really speak and like interview Japanese people outside and just talk about anything. Although
Mm.
I'm just, yeah, if that's why I'm taking the JLPT, because if I don't put some like small goals, I will really not be studying. So it happened to me one and first and second year, I think. So if you'd ask me about like survival, yes, it was like for survival, but I think N4 is survival, and N3 would be like, the N3 is like being a senpai, I think. I remember something
Mm.
like you're already like a senior, and
Mm.
N2 would be, I forgot already like what markings for that. However, I'm not even thinking of N1, just N2 level, where most of the kanji that I could be able
Mm.
to read and just
Um,
understand. Yeah,
I
that's
and
just,
two is kind of enough for a Japanese, for a teacher, foreign teacher who wants to live and
yeah,
stay in Japan. And one is like for those who wants to be academic writer here in Japan or wants to
yeah.
study here in Japan. Yeah.
Even Japanese people can't pass N1, right? That's what I always hear.
Mm. I don't know, but. I don't know about that.
Because
Oh,
it's the same thing with the Filipinos maybe taking like a Filipino test, and there will be very very deep rooted words, malalim kumbaga.
yes.
Anyway, yeah, we're having a lot of good answers here, Micah Sensei. Thank you for that. Well, I need to move on because maybe we'll get sleepy afterwards.
No
That's
problem. This conversation is waking me up.
yeah, or you it makes you happy. Okay, good. So you mentioned about the kindergarten when we were not recording it yet, like just and just like kumustahan at first.
Yes.
You're a mother of two, and
Yes.
congratulations. Gambate ne. I mean, yeah, I only have one kid, baby, and it feels like when seeing you having two already, it's already a challenge having one, but you have two. Can you talk about like the kindergarten? Like if our listeners or viewers would be coming to Japan, and then they would be thinking, "Oh, we need to bring our kids," or maybe building a family in Japan. Like, what? Can you tell us like how? I mean, how is it to be the mother of two in Japan? So you may answer it in different ways. So it's up to you, like how you would share it.
Sure. It's so the question is about being a mother
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Japan who have kids in the kindergarten.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
as I mentioned earlier, as a part of being a Disney princess is nothing, doing nothing for application.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just gonna tell you what I know. So for my first daughter, the one who applied for was my husband, because that time he was in maternity. He was in paternity leave,
Maternity leave.
so he has all the time to apply for it. Um, and what he did was what the system in Japan is, you have to join a lottery, and it depends on, yeah, it depends on um, your work status. You have to be a full-time work employee
Mm-hmm.
of a company, and you have to prove that by asking for like documents from your company. And there's this that's for the public uh
Kindergarten.
kindergartens.
Yeah.
Yes. But if your family is rich and you can afford to have a private kindergarten, then you can join the whole
Mm.
Yochien. So this one I don't know anything at all. What I just know is that you just have to pay like directly to the school itself, to the
Mm.
private school. And the mother doesn't have to have a, any job at all. The mother can be just a stay-at-home mom. And usually the reasons for that is they want to start with business, or if they're too yeah, if they have like more than one kid and they want to put one toddler in the Yochien private school, then they do that. They pay for it from their own pocket. But if
Mm.
you go by the way of public school, um, the government subsidizes a part of the child's tuition,
Mm.
and the subsidy is for like um, for 3 year old and above, and until 6 years old. I'm not so sure. It's free, but if it's for uh,
Three under.
younger than three, yeah, three under, it is actually, yeah, you have to pay more. That's what my
Mm.
understanding is. Um, so with my daughter's kindergarten is really, uh, you can do like a full-time or part-time um enrollment. So the full-time is like from 7:30 uh in, and then 6:30 out maximum. And then if you extend to until like 7:30, you have to pay extra. And for the short time, it's from 8 a.m. is the earliest you can put them in school, and then 4 p.m. is the latest you have to get your child. So that's what's happening. That's what I'm doing right now. I have two kids, right? One is almost 3 years old, and one is 2 years, almost 2 years old. So my second daughter wasn't able to. She wasn't picked by the Hoikuan to enter
Oh, because of the
like immigrant.
lottery.
Yes, because of the lottery, and it's also partly our fault as family. Well, we already know that we're going to change address. We're gonna
Ah,
move
yeah,
to Osaka, so we didn't, and partly because I wanted to stay with my daughter longer.
yeah.
So what my family did was we only applied for one hoikuan, which is my first daughter's current hoikuan, so that they would be together in one school. And my second daughter wasn't accepted because uh for the main reason is she entered in the middle of the school year, which is September, and there's like almost zero possibility to enter if it's in the middle of the school year. Usually the acceptance is in April. Oh
Hmm.
no, entrance the start of the school year is April, so like way before April
I
you
think it's
already have
five
to apply.
months. Yeah,
Yeah,
here
December.
it's actually
Yeah.
here it's actually 5 months. So we were told like October. Like, oh God, October, and it's already January. So
Yes.
we had similar thing about that.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry to cut you about that.
Mm,
So I just had to just have to ask you like the paternity leave. Like,
yes.
if you can, like, how in percentage, I mean, how much, or is it 70% or like 50% for the paternity, or maybe I know maternity is also 70, is it? Or in
Yes.
Japan?
It's actually from what I know, uh, and this was like 3 years ago. My husband only took a paternity leave once. It was 70. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, 70%.
70%. Okay.
Yes, of his salary he can get for childcare, for paternity leave, and then he asked his company specifically to make his allowance arrive every month, every month. But in Interact, I don't know why, but I think I don't know why I cannot do that. But what happened was my allowance comes in every 2 months, so it was for the 2 months amount every
Mm,
2 months. Yeah.
mm,
So it was kind of hard budgeting the money that comes in because,
yeah, yeah.
like, I already used up all the money for the second one day millionaire. So it was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tough.
And the
Mm.
first month you're rich, and then the next month is already like, oh, where's the money?
So
Oh, I think
yes,
we're broke, and then the next month will be okay again.
another thing for the ALT mothers who are planning to stay here in Japan, I think it's kind of worth it to have a baby here in Japan and get the benefits, especially if you work for your company for a year and over. So only until working for your company a year and over, for any Japanese company, in fact, from what I know, you can get an allowance from the government. It's not from your company. Your company is the one who will apply for you to get that
Mm,
allowance, and then the government will be the one to decide if you're eligible to get that allowance. And you can only get that if you've been paying your pension, or yeah, your government
social
mandated
insurance.
taxes, yes, insurance, for like a year or more. And what we notice is, like, instead of paying the tax, like you only receive like a portion, right? 70% for the first 1 year, and then if you extend for another half year, it's gonna be 67. uh,
Mm,
no, it's gonna be half of it,
50%.
50%.
I
So that's what
see.
happened to me. Yeah.
I see. I mean, it's okay, great. It's already clear now. However, Mike, I'm thinking about uh though it's not yet final, but just in case, my wife will be starting like a job already, for example, like full time. I don't know if you know the answer, but uh how, for example, like an ALT uh would get pregnant, for example, like for, let's say, working, starting in a company with like 2 or 3 months. Is it, when can we, I don't know if you know the rule, but I also don't know. So is it possible to get like a maternity leave getting like 70%? Or is it a rule from Japan that they should be employed for 1 year and before, and after that they can get pregnant? Although we cannot really I mean, parents can really not decide. I mean, it can happen without being planned, but if
Yes.
that's the case, is that something that Japan or the company would really help you?
Um, Let me tell you, sir, I'm not for sure about the policies right now, the updated policies, but for my experience, from my own experience, and from the I'm actually going to give you two experiences. My experience, which was I worked and interact in two branches. One was in Kansai branch for 1 year, and then I moved to Kanto branch for another year. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if they count that as two, or I don't know if they count that as one. I'm not so sure because from what we know, it's a different company according to them, right? Um,
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah. It was, but at least I worked for like a year, and I've been giving like I've been paying my insurance for for that duration. And so what happened was I become eligible
Mm,
for the maternity allowance
mm,
and the childcare allowance. So there's two allowances from what I remember.
mm,
However, I have this friend, and she works at a, what do you call this, nursing care
mm.
facility, and she's just been working for a few months. Uh, but she was told that she's eligible for um for how do I say
Maternity.
allowance. She was told that she was eligible for that, but yeah, but I actually didn't um I lost touch with her, but she was told that she can receive
So you mean she
the
was
maternity.
pregnant and that, I mean, the first.
Yeah, she was with her company for like 3 months only to four
Mm.
months. Yeah, because I think it's already updated. But the good news is, even if uh any other ALTs out there or foreigners who's working for a Japanese company, they can always join like groups, Facebook groups, and there's always someone who's a senpai who knows more, and they actually join these seminars, and
Uh,
then they disseminate this information with the other group members. And I don't know why I didn't read so much about this, but but yeah, they're very diligent about that. And so don't worry, because you can just join Facebook groups and they will answer you, or you can ask and go to the Hello Work office yourself just to be sure.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's actually clear. That at least I heard like one experience.
Yeah,
Because like me thinking also, although we're not yet planning, but in terms of, if like our listener or maybe our viewer be thinking, oh,
yeah,
um we can't really expect everything to be in our, to be with our plans, but if
yeah.
that happens, at least they'd have like a plan B or a plan C, or there'd be help from the government coming our way,
Busy.
right? It's like, oh my god, what to do? Like currently, when I was just working alone, at
Mm,
first the budgeting here was just, I thought it was enough, but however, it became, our budget was like negative, and even it was like a double
mm,
negative thing. Uh,
mm,
from what I actually computed, because living in Japan is really a bit of the high. a high expense.
One of
So
the, yeah, one of the highest living standards in the
yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it was really tough. Yeah. So that's why I really want to ask you, um should tutors be, be thinking of it if you'd be having a family, right? So anyway.
yeah, can I also say something
Sure,
like
sure, sure.
from what I understand? I guess my mom brain really cannot remember all of these, but from what I understand, the first lump sum that a mother is going to receive is uh is a maternity allowance,
Mm.
and that goes towards the hospital bill, which is the
Mm.
around the 400,000 yen or more, like more or less amount that's going to the hospital bill. And yeah, as you know, with pregnancy and childbirth, you cannot expect the expenses. So you really have to save, like really save for the childbirth itself. It's good, and it's, some mothers actually what they do is they choose like I don't know, a local hospital or like a doula or something. They don't actually give birth in the hospital itself. But for my case, I know that I somehow know deep inside me that I'm going to have like a difficult pregnancy because of what my aunts experienced in the
Mm.
past. And so I chose an English uh, uh a university hospital wherein they can most of the staff there can speak English, and the doctors there you can really like request to speak in English for an
Mm.
English speaking doctor. And well, they really have good
But
care.
are you speaking about Tokyo? Is it Tokyo?
Yes, it was Tokyo. It was Tokyo. So what happened was our expenses was way more than that lump sum, the
Oh,
400,000, because I had to be my first daughter was prematurely
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
so I
remember
had to
that story.
yeah, I had to stay for how many days? I don't even want to remember anymore. It was so traumatic. I had to stay in the hospital in the ICU, in the mother ICU, and given some medicines so that my daughter will keep, anti-abortion medicine so that my daughter will stay in my stomach, in my belly. So um yeah, it was included in the lump sum.
Mm. So
Yeah.
I see. So it's I know it was like a tough
Mm.
but they say if um what was the I'm thinking of like the tough and the going. If the going gets tough, the tough gets going, I think. If the going
Yes.
gets tough, yeah, the tough gets going. So it was a tough thing to do for you, and yeah, but
Yes.
it was
Giving
an
birth.
yeah, it was an inspiring story.
Yeah.
In as much as we want to help that time, like not financially, of course, but you were far away in Tokyo, like you really
Yeah.
wanted to visit, but it was quite difficult. I don't know, but if it's allowed already, but yeah, that was one of the moments where I know you needed us, like in terms of
Yeah.
the support. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I
how?
wouldn't want to
But
wish
you're
that with anybody.
yeah, but for the second, but your second baby was fine. I mean, like how was the delivery? Was it okay?
It was a normal delivery at 37 weeks, so thankfully it was fine.
Ah,
However, my weight wasn't the ideal weight. I was overweight for my second baby. It's also my mistake. Kind of my mistake. So that actually increased my blood pressure. And so I had like I'm almost at the edge of a preeclampsia due to high blood pressure.
oh,
So yeah, so I was also admitted to the hospital a few days before giving birth. So
mm,
that's I guess my biggest take advice or tip for those who are listening right now is that yeah, know yourself, know your body. If you can give birth, um, in in if you can, give birth naturally, or if you need medicines, just basically, you, as a mother, you have a feeling of what you need for
mm,
your pregnancy, and your birth plan. Yeah, do a birth
mm.
plan. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to give birth, of course. So I'm a male. I'm a man, but I know the struggle. My mother also, and my wife. Although my wife actually gave birth without me, so hearing those stories here feels, I feel lucky, but at the same
Mhm.
time I feel guilty. So
Mm.
so I know the
Yeah, and that's
struggle.
yeah, and it's also one thing to give birth in the Philippines where you grew up in and with your support group is there, and giving birth here in Japan. So if in the future your family plans to have another baby, it's gonna be another decision, like to give birth here in Japan or in the Philippines.
Yeah, if you don't mind, like what was how I mean when you give birth, like who was like the closest family of yours, or the closest people who were there with you? Was it the doctor
Oh,
only, or your husband outside, or how can you, yeah, can you tell us the
um,
experience?
yeah.
Under one
I,
nurse, or
oh no, there are a lot of nurses.
okay,
They take turns in assisting me. Uh, it was COVID time. It was still COVID 2021 when I gave
that makes
birth.
it more difficult.
Yeah. So my husband can't be there physically with me. Only in the last few like in the final stages of what do you call that? Uh, active labor, in the
Active
final
labor.
stage of active labor. But even then, he wasn't able to to reach on time when the baby got delivered. So only the nurses came, and uh, I had my aunt on the phone with me, so she was there just giving me like telling me like go to your happy
That's
place, like
yeah, 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 yeah,
just
yeah.
cheering
That's
me
right.
on to
That's
the
right. That's
phone.
right.
So,
That's right.
but the nurses were really good. Like I don't think honestly, I don't think Filipino nurses would do that much for me. If I was in the Philippines, yeah, I heard horror stories from my mom giving birth
Uh,
to my siblings. But the nurses in Japan were really helpful. They was massaging me. They were giving me. You can actually request for aromatherapy as well, and all the dim lights are there. Like yeah, for my first baby, for my second baby, my second baby was almost suctioned, using I don't know, like a vacuum,
mhm,
and good thing didn't happen. They almost did that, and yeah,
mhm.
it was totally different. But
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have to be really strong, mentally strong.
Right. Yeah,
That's my take.
I was born CS, and so my baby also
Oh,
was also in CS. I mean, with my wife, with my
oh,
strong wife. So we were. I think she was also born by CS cesarean. So I, but
oh.
they say that cesarean kids or babies are more beautiful and handsome. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was wondering why your name wasn't Cesar.
Just kidding. That's a nice joke. Anyway, right. Anyway, so I really hope that we have like a part two for this. I have a lot of
Yeah,
questions, however.
yeah.
You're giving great answers, and
Thank you.
actually I have probably 10 here, but we are still like a 3 or 4, so I need to wrap it up. But before summarizing it, I usually do this at the end. So I have like a, do you know fast talk? Are you familiar with fast talk?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so
so.
fast talk would be like we only have two choices. It can be like similar choices, but you need just to pick one like out of the blue, and you don't really
Yes, don't
you
think.
don't you
Yeah.
really don't think, just say your answer, and let's just see how it goes. So, yeah. So it's all about Japan, so don't worry. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so Micah, so let's go with um Tokyo or Osaka?
Oh, you.
Tokyo. Udon or ramen?
Udon.
Oh, okay. Let's have Inaka or Metropolitan.
Hokkaido desu.
What's that? What's that? What's that?
Metropo
Metro? Ah,
Metropolitan. Hokkaido.
Metropolitan. Okay, I see Tokai. Now, let's switch it, like sushi or ramen.
Ah, ramen?
Ramen. Okay. Driving or non-driving?
Non-driving. You can drink.
Anyway, onsen or beach?
Beach!
Beach. Okay.
Beach!
I
Ah,
guess.
pusing Pinoy ito.
Okay. Karaoke or izakaya?
Karaoke desu.
Cherry blossoms or like the autumn leaves?
Cherry blossom.
Okay. Anime or comic books? Manga.
Anime.
Okay. Mount Fuji or Kyoto temples?
Oh, you, uh, temple. I haven't seen Mount Fuji like near.
Near.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't. Yeah.
Okay. Ryokan or modern hotel?
One more time, sir.
Ryokan. Yeah, the like the traditional ryokan
Japanese
or
ryokan
yeah,
or
modern hotel. Like the Western hotel.
ryokan because of the onsen and the Japanese food, I think.
Yeah, I see. Akihabara or Harajuku?
My gosh, I don't know. What's the difference?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
No,
live
you
here, but don't,
don't mind. Don't mind that. Don't mind
I'm
that.
not
Okay.
that much of a
Okay,
yeah.
let's have Google Maps or Hyperdia if you're using it.
Google
No, you
Maps?
don't.
That's so
Google
bizarre.
Maps.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Anyway.
What's that? Is that your sponsor?
No, I don't have sponsors yet. But yeah, that can be our
Oh,
sponsors after.
I'm
Okay.
like, I consider myself really good at Google Maps. Yeah,
Yeah, me too. But
especially yeah.
there's saying that Hyperdia can. I have used the Hyperdia, however, I'm actually using Google Maps now. Okay, pocket
Mm,
Wi-Fi or SIM card.
SIM card.
SIM
You
card.
can't lose it. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Airbnb or capsule hotel.
Mm. Capsule?
Okay.
Capsule. I've tried capsule. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Syria or Daiso.
Oh, Daiso.
Daiso.
I like the
Um,
song.
let's have like bento or like a convenience store bento or restaurant meal.
I would say restaurant.
Restaurant. Okay.
Yeah.
Tourist hotspot or hidden gem.
Mm, tourist spot hotspot because it's nice to talk with other people in the tourist spots. I actually fooled once
Mm.
some foreigners in Arishan. Uh, I fooled them like it's not yet the top. It's not yet the top. I said it's not yet the top. It was so uneventful when you reach the top. It's like nothing's there. Like it doesn't even say like, "Oh, you're at the top already." Nothing. You can just easily. I just easily fooled somebody else. Yeah,
Great. Okay, let's have lights off or lights on.
lights off.
Lights off. Great, great. Well, your presence, Micah Sensei, is really, I mean, on the podcast has made a significant impact. Really
Thank you.
enjoyed
I
your
hope so.
answers, and hopefully we could help people like listening or maybe watching this podcast, and hopefully, maybe if you can, let's have a part two because I really have more questions, and maybe you two can explain or elaborate other things living in Japan. So thank you so much and pwede tayo matulog. You can actually sleep right now.
It was
uh,
really fun. I didn't mind at all. I
I
mean, it
see.
was really, uh, um, yeah, this
Kwentuhan.
opportunity to impart our perspective, the Filipino perspective of how it is to live and work here in Japan. Really, I'm really honored. Thanks.
Great, great. Yeah, of course. I thank you for accepting this humble request, and I'll see you soon when I see you. So it's actually
Sir,
1 a.m.
kailan
right
na
now.
yan? Let's
See
plan
you.
it, Jesse, you and I. Come
Yeah,
on. Let's
that's
make it
right.
happen.
That is right. Okay, see you. All right,
Thank you,
stop
sir.
recording. And that's another episode of Jeb in Japan podcast. And I hope today's conversation gave you some valuable insights and maybe even inspired you in some way. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow, leave a review, and share it with a friend who's curious about Japan.
You can also join me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with the same name, Jep in Japan, for more updates and discussions. Thanks for being here. Till next time, keep chasing your Japan adventures. Bye.